This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. This the link up. This the link up. This the link up. Welcome to the link up. Oh. Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Link Up Podcast with your host, Mr. King, Kana Woods in the building.
Hello.
We everywhere now.
Oh, okay, yeah. Since that's how we started, it's been like that for at least 2 weeks now, but we didn't get a chance to say it because, we had guests and stuff on. But,
global.
We would like to make an announcement to all our fans. All like 50 now. Wait, Lord, I just had a picture there and now okay. So, currently, you can find the link up on Anchor, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Spotify, Apple's Podcast, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, and Stitcher.
Global. I
have no idea what 70% of them apps is. Most importantly, we on Apple and we on Spotify.
Yes. So basically what I mean, so if it's not like 100% clear, like we in audio format, if you want to listen to us and not look at us or whatever on YouTube, you can just listen to us. Yeah, I get why certain people would. I get why certain people would, but to me it's like
it's just more of
more options.
Not only that, but of what's the word? Jesus Christ.
Growth, making moves.
No, yeah, all of that, but anyway, I completely lose
for those who wanted us on Spotify and these platforms.
No, it's more there we go, convenience. It's more convenient that you don't have to be staying on YouTube, especially if you listen to like podcasts and stuff on your phone. You can do other things
while you're into the gym and all that stuff.
Yeah, so
we motivating you to keep pumping them muscles.
I don't know. Though I would not recommend you to listen to me while you're in the gym.
I still don't get why people would do that, but if that's what you want to do, I can't tell you where and when and how to listen to us. Do what you want to do. As long as you're listening, that's what's
on a treadmill type something, treadmill, or you like if you're doing cardio, you're warming up. Okay, cool, I can understand. But if you actually listen, me personally, I would not like to listen to myself.
I need some 6'9" or something if I'm lifting weights. Like I need something that can get me hyped.
Okay, are you going a little far?
It don't have to be 6'9".
Lock up.
It don't have to be 6'9". I'm just saying I need some hype, not like 3 dudes talking about whatever it is we just be talking about. Like
3 dudes talking about 6'9".
Wow.
That ain't what we're doing today though. There's no reason for that.
Previous episode though.
Anyway, like I said, keep them lock up. All right. So what are we talking about first?
Since we're talking about freeing people, Buju out.
Yeah.
Hey.
Okay.
What do y'all think about it?
This is just like his actual being free. Okay, cool, no problem. It's cool. He probably will
make music again.
Yeah, release some fire tracks, but
get locked up.
The whole that would be tense, yo. The whole thing.
Why you wishing bad on the fans?
I'm not wishing bad, but
I don't understand why people use it. Or okay, let me rephrase this then. On my social media, I was seeing people taking like, Buju free, but what about Cartel? It's completely different circumstances man get locked up
for. What Buju was locked up for? I know the man was gone for a while, but I don't even know what the circumstances of his case was.
What I remember, I don't know if it was actually like a sting something, but it was some kind of setup by the feds, and he was implicated in it, or he was the one. He bring the drugs to the place, or whatever it was, or some kind of role like that he had to play, and then that's how he get catch up in it.
So you get hold with drugs?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I think it's actually he get hold with it, or he was just part of.
I don't know if he was. I know it was drug related.
Yeah, it was drug related. I can't remember his actual role in it, but it was drug related.
It was a
Cartel allegedly murdered somebody.
But you see, that whole situation now is funny too, because the actual details of it happened in his house when he was there, but he didn't do it, but he still kept the charge. So
was it his weapon?
To be quite honest, I'm not like fully versed in that specific topic, but that's like the gist of it. So that too was still a little funny.
I mean, the man in jail, but he living like a king.
Yeah, but I mean, like
this man still,
There's been, we just was having me and the wife, we were just having a conversation. She was like, but how did Cartel just release some new song? And this man been locked up for I don't know how long. It's like, how does this read? Does he have a recording studio in place?
I
Like,
think so. I think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I would just tell him, like, listen, you just don't understand. Cartel is a prophet. That's why the man able to predict all of these is old recordings that the man did before jail. The man just had such a vault. The man got such a stash that he just dropping shit out on features every now and then.
Cartel's a Tupac of the-
but you
of
notice
dancehall.
that like
Exactly.
his stuff is recorded in not a proper studio because like
Yeah, there's
if you
differences
look-
on quality.
Yeah, they just try to like
Mask
add,
it.
they just try to take it, but you could kind of tell
the
in some of the
music
songs.
is really good, but then when you hear his voice recordings, it's like yeah,
He
this,
recorded
it's,
this on the phone.
it's a
Use
little
the
off.
voice
It's a little
recorder.
off, but yeah, his
Imagine you
words.
doing that for real though. Like you just using the voice recorder on his thing and sending it to the people and be like, "Yo, put this
Fix
inside
this.
the beat."
Yo, with technology these days, I wouldn't be surprised.
Bye.
But yeah,
I think it's like at least like a high quality recorder, like not a phone, but like a Zoom.
Yo,
or
Just
something.
a mic and a computer.
I
Like,
show-
not full recording equipment, no internet and nothing, but just a mic and a recorder,
Yeah.
and then give this disc, put this on a USB stick to somebody.
Cartel got enough pull. I sure he got a studio in the jail.
My-
If ain't now, or he getting transferred once a week or something to go somewhere, or
Yeah,
he got some kind of pull in there.
this
but-
man is practically like the modern
world boss.
the modern day. Okay, I don't like. I'm gonna say this, but keep in mind, I'm just trying to make it an equivalency. It's not really a good equivalency. He's like the modern day Bob Marley for the younger generation. in terms of the amount
a
of
very large,
influence, the amount of
significant
influence he has. Yeah. In Jamaica, he has a lot of influence.
Yeah, but not.
To me, the only person you can compare to Bob Marley is Tupac, and that's still even like
Yeah, that's sketchy.
questionable.
No, but I mean, well,
I
that's
know
why.
what
But
you're
that's
trying
why
to
I'm not.
say.
I'm not.
I'm glad you
yeah.
preface it when you
Yeah,
realize that you're
yeah.
wrong and it's not really like
Yeah.
it's not the same thing. But
It's not the same
I get
thing.
what
but
you're trying to say.
Yeah.
Nah, but with that being said, I'm looking forward to the new music that he puts out because, you know, as a dancehall fan, Buju is one of my favorite artists.
The
Well,
sound,
old
the
school.
like the tone of this
man
man
voice,
voice,
yeah,
man, have
voice.
a very unique.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, it's unique and not unique at the same time. I mean, like,
Nah, man, I find
Buju is Buju. You know Buju is Buju, but there's other dancehall artists with similar
Shabba.
sounds. 'Cause to me personally, I think, what you call it? Who it was that made Warlord Walk?
War 21. Bounty Killer.
Bounty.
Yes.
Yeah.
How could I forget Bounty Killer name? But there's a couple other people that have the same kind of gruffness,
Nah,
the
man.
grimy. It's not exactly Buju, but like
Nah, man.
I feel like Assassin on certain tracks.
Nah, man.
He
nah,
channels
man.
a little bit of a Buju essence. It's not the same thing.
Buju essence.
Nah, but that mean all of them just taken from Buju then is what you could try to say that.
Possibly, but
Okay,
it's like DMX.
That I could maybe agree with.
DMX is unique, but there's other people with similar tones in the gruffness.
Like DMX, who?
Michi Darko. There's
Okay, maybe
Ja
I
Rule.
probably-
There's similarities in
Yeah,
the
it's just-
tone
it's
of
just-
DMX
yeah.
and Ja Rule.
Okay,
It's
Ja
not
Rule and
exactly the
DMX.
same.
Okay, but
But like the kind of growl that they have in the way that they speak and thing. There's a couple other people.
I can see that one, but I don't see as
Michi Darko is a dude from Flatbush Zombies. I assume you probably never heard of this dude.
Yeah,
But if you look into Flatbush Zombies, almost any track from Flatbush Zombies, you'll recognize his voice when it comes up.
Flatbush Zombies.
Yes, Flatbush is a place in Brooklyn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You thought it was sexual, didn't you?
No, I don't know. You never know. People funny these days.
Flatbush in a sexual way. I never thought about that.
What? I just because listen, how you even?
So you're saying she shaved then?
Yeah.
Her bush flat.
Yeah.
She ain't got nothing there.
Are you weird? How the I did not get that.
It's just like the spiritual black backslide thing with Spy.
No, I had to stop you on that one. It was a spiritual moonwalk. That's what it was.
My bad. That
It was a spiritual moonwalk.
creative way, but you get what he was saying. He's sliding backwards in the moonwalk.
Shout out Spain. But no, but I looking forward to music, and just like other people was posting, I looking forward to see if he'll go on tour, do like a I'm free world tour type something. I would definitely be copping ticket.
To me, like
Why?
one thing I'm curious to see if it happens or not is because like while he was in prison, there were certain people like prominent figures in the media, celebrity wise, that was actually kind of champion. Not while everybody was on free Meek, there was a few people that was on free Buju or free Cartel and stuff like that. Usually,
Well, generally speaking, it's only the Caribbean people who actually listen, and that being Rihanna and Nicki
Yo,
Minaj.
surprisingly,
I'm waiting on that Buju feature on Rihanna's reggae album that she's supposed to be in the works. That was the main thing.
That should be dope. I forget about that.
Yeah,
that would be dope if she get that do. But you know,
I'm sure she gonna put in that call, and Buju is not gonna be like, no,
one
Rihanna.
artist, one artist that's going to be on that album for sure is
on Rihanna reggae album.
Yeah, boy, I can't say this girl name properly, but it's
Shinsia?
That's for sure.
Yo, okay, look.
For sure.
Listen, I ain't trying to say she's undeserving. It wouldn't happen. She don't make good music. I am very removed from the dancehall reggae scene in general.
She's hot.
I know her because she was in a Dude from St. Martin video recently. That's the first time I saw what she looked like. I've never
shout out King James.
Yeah, I've never heard any other song from Shinsia other than the song with King James.
Song either, actually. I mean, ain't my favorite from him. I'm gonna be straight up. Ain't my favorite from him or her, but ain't a bad song.
The thing is,
it's a good look for St. Martin. That's all. Like it might not be for me, but it's a good look for St. Martin.
The thing is, like, okay, first of all, the visuals. Like she's
check out the video. Well,
apparently Spotify.
Never have I ever.
Say something else.
The man threatening you. Man tired shit. I'm not dealing with it no more.
I just tired for today. No, but
what about it?
On Spotify, she's like my 4 top artists of the year.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
And when I went back and listened to all the tracks, like, yeah, that makes sense. Every feature she's on, she kills it.
I want to ask a question, but I don't want it to be like.
Ask your question, man.
Oh, you don't find Shinsia look like a pretty penguin? look at it.
Wait.
Wow.
What is an ugly penguin? We need to establish.
No, because like she fine, but she kind of look like a penguin. I find.
Oh God!
I
will need to pull up a side by side of her and the penguin, and then be okay,
you pull up a picture. I pull up a picture of a penguin.
Like not to say like one of those emperor penguins with like the things sticking out and stuff like that, but like a
wow. I mean, I never thought of a person and was like, yo, this person looks like a penguin.
So
many other animals and stuff.
I don't
so this type of penguin,
you can't see it? You seen it?
Take a picture of the girl.
Oh, the girl. I think I said take a picture of the penguin.
So basically now I gotta put up a picture of when I editing this.
Yeah.
I gotta put up a picture of Shinsia and a picture of a penguin.
Yeah.
For
the audio listeners, just go on your phone.
Yo, maybe it's her nose.
Nah, I didn't see it.
You ain't seen it? She kind of look like a bird.
Turn around.
She look a little bit like a bird. Maybe not penguin.
A penguin is not the one I would say.
Like
I get what you're saying.
Like a toucan, maybe?
Nah.
No, she needs to have a big nose for that.
You looking for all the birds exactly with the long nose and thing, and I feel like that's not.
But I just say maybe it's a nose.
But to me the nose, like, I get what you. I don't know.
Yo, she's fine now. Don't get me wrong. Shinsia is beautiful. I just find she look a little bit like a bird.
A bird, possibly. You're ridiculous. You're ridiculous. You see now it's just not fun for the listeners at home because they can't see that picture. I gotta find that picture in particular now to like.
Screenshot that one and send it to King so you can put it on the video when we edit it.
You're ridiculous.
Anyway, since we was talking about that, I was just asking. Anyway, she finds it. It's no thing for. I was just curious if I was the only one.
So, did y'all do the whole? This is a sidetrack for a second. Did y'all do the whole Spotify what you listen to the whole year type of thing?
I don't have Spotify.
Need me technically.
I forgot.
Like I have a Spotify account, but I stopped using it. But like recently, the wifey make one. I told her to make one, and I would just pay for it because she already had a title. And I was like, you know what? I actually want Spotify Premium and stuff like that, but I don't necessarily want it to be on my own. So I was like, you make one, I'll just pay for it and I'll use yours. Give me the password for it. So and this happened like last month or something like that. So the statistic thing, I have no stats.
True.
For like a month of listening or nothing like that. And if they do, it probably gonna be wrong because it got a bunch of Beyonce and Rihanna and stuff mixed in from the times that she decides to listen. So it's true. Not those stats.
That would be hilarious if you post that on Instagram like, yo, this is my top songs. Beyonce
and it's nothing but her and Beyonce and LMA and
like, all right, you're switching up your genres and you go in R&B.
Well, I mean, I do listen to some of it mainly because of the wifey's influence and she enjoying it. So I'm like, let me check out some of the ones that's actually good. But I listen to rap.
I just surprised that Lil Wayne was my top artist of the year.
How much time you listen to the Carter 5?
No, but the thing is, like, the whole month I was like hyped up. So I think just that month of me anticipating on the album and I was listening to a bunch of Lil Wayne's old songs propelled him all the way to the top, because it was just that 1 month. And then when the album came out, it was like 2 consistent weeks of just listening to that album. But I do that with almost every other artist. So it's not just Lil Wayne exclusive. If I know J. Cole's album is coming out next week, I would be listening to his old tracks like up until.
I mean, like recently I was doing a similar thing with Pusha T. Like, cause I never went through Pusha's entire discography or nothing like that. I heard My Name Is My Name, which is one of the more recent. I think that was 2010 or 2015.
No, it was
maybe.
2015.
Yeah, I think it was 2015. My Name Is My Name had come out.
Let me double check this.
One of the last ones I was put out on Good Music, and I listened to that, and I finally listened to the Clips first album, Lord Willing, and that's something I've been doing a lot recently in general, just going back and listening to a lot of old classic hip-hop albums that's typically regarded as classic hip-hop albums that I just never heard because it was like before my time, or I just wasn't paying attention to hip-hop the way I'm now then. So like I still gotta go through a couple Nas albums, a couple J albums. Like there's lots of Nas and J that I never listened to.
Yo, the Blue Notes.
What? The Blueprint, you mean?
The Blueprint, yeah, sorry. I mixed up Meek Mill's song with her.
And to me, it's like I just get caught up in like listening, and then I discover an album I really like, and then I just get stuck there, and then stop going. Cause like Nas, Godson, while I was going through Nas' discography, I just stopped there and was like, yo, Nas the best rapper alive. I don't care what nobody says.
Everybody has their own.
Meek Mill, so he been free too, since you were just talking with Free and Buju and stuff.
Free, yeah. I'm happy the man out, the album dope.
I really don't care.
You listen to the album?
The album is amazing, in my opinion.
I can't say
The first half of the album is good. The intro is good. The outro is amazing. I really love the outro. Hold on, let me look. The track with
For me, it's hard to say because I get stuck on like 3 songs. And
Jay-Z,
every time I play the
Ross?
album, I start with What's Free. And I listen to Respect the Game, because that's the one that plays after that.
And then you skip
and then
all of them, go
like
to Jay-Z, Rick Ross.
One other song, and then I go back to What's Free, and I just replay Jay-Z verse over and over.
That verse.
And yeah. I can't judge the album because I only been listening to Jay-Z verse pretty much.
That's yeah.
Like
Uptown is good too, man. On Me is good too with
like
Cardi B.
I listened to it the first time, like just let it play, and then since then I just went back to What's Free, and so I don't remember the other songs.
But I understand.
Like, it's not a fair listening the way I've been listening to the album.
The thing is, like, it's not, the album is good, but that's that
one song, the beat, and everybody on it, not just Jay, like Meek and Rick Ross
versus
they
all killed it.
Like
great. But then Jay-Z came and just like.
But I see we losing Kana in this discussion, so you know.
I just have no, I really have no.
I know
care
you can
about
contribute.
but not to say music. I just don't care about Meek Mill. Like, I'm not going to say I'm going to go download this my album. Like, I really don't give a shit. So
since we're on music, let's get one more music topic out of the way then. Grammys.
Me.
Do we care?
No.
No, but the whole story behind it is a little interesting.
Story behind what? The Grammys or the nominations or
okay, depends what we're talking about. We're talking about the hosting, the nominations, or the actual like the Grammys.
I mean, I was just mainly saying like the Grammy nominations list is out because you see that's the thing. It's 2 different things we're talking about. Kevin Hart does the Oscars, not the Grammys.
Kevin Hart is.
Oh, okay. So Grammys. I think y'all care about people getting snubbed or not? Or
I don't care about the Grammys anymore. I haven't been paying attention to the Grammys in years.
I will say that I found it kind of satisfying the amount of people that was complaining about Taylor Swift not being nominated for what they felt Taylor Swift should be nominated. I think it was Album of the Year. Most people were saying she should have been nominated because her tour did gross like this ridiculous amount of millions. I think it was like the highest grossing tour of 2017, 2018 or whatever. And it broke out this and this record and all of these things. Apparently, I don't care about Taylor Swift, but the wifey listens to this type of music, and according to her, it's a really good album for what Taylor Swift does. I don't listen to country.
What does that even mean? It's a really good album for what Taylor Swift does, but does that?
I mean, it's a really good album
of the year.
According to her, it's a really, really good album. The songwriting and everything on it, it's like a very well put together album. I'm never going to listen to it, so to me,
but yeah,
I don't really care that much. But
honestly, nobody should care. The Grammys should die.
Aside from that, I was happy to see Nipsey Hussle got nominated. His Victory Lap got Best Rap Album or Album of the Year. One of them, I forget. I think it was Best Rap Album. But the best, like the Album of the Year categories, I look at a few select categories. I look at some of the general ones like Best New Artist, Album of the Year, a couple other in the general field, and then I look at hip hop. All other categories, I don't really care about. R&B, I kind of look at because I'm a little more familiar with that. I saw like Boot Up got a few whatchamacallits, got a few nominations.
Definitely deserved. At least we nominated.
Whatchamacallits.
Yeah, got a few, and that wasn't a song on her album. On LMA's album, she and Chris Brown got a song called Whatchamacallit, but
I might consider downloading that album just to hear how it is. She got interesting voice, I find. LMA.
It's not bad. I mean, I listened to it.
She got
because of the
look.
wifey
She
and
got
stuff.
interesting look to her.
I don't know. Classic curly hair chick. Seen one, seen them all.
That is not true. I used to think so, but that is definitely not true.
Cardi's track is going to be the track.
Invasion of Privacy was so undeserving. Like I saw a post where somebody summed it up so perfectly. You could not write it, not do nothing on it.
Oh, I see that one
all
too.
of these things, but you get nominated for Album of the Year over Cole and Nipsey and all these amazing rap albums that happened this year.
She don't make the nominations. That's not her fault.
I know.
Yeah,
that's the show. That's the show.
The plan.
How sad the Grammys is because we just know that Cardi is one of those names that's super hype. Cardi's super hot right now. If we nominate Cardi and we get Cardi to come, this is ways to get viewers in and stuff like that. I felt like that was most of Cardi's nominations. I felt like that's what it was. We riding the wave. The same reason Cardi is getting that hosting opportunity. Like, who wants to be judged on rap ability by Cardi B? So you don't write your own music, but you can tell me as a rapper whether I could rap or not? Like, that Netflix show, Chance, T.I. and Cardi. To me, that's like the weirdest combination ever.
Yeah, that.
I mean,
T.I.
Chance and T.I.
One of them is the odd one in the group.
Chance.
Yeah, and it's obviously Cardi to me.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Oh,
Chance?
I thought you meant between T.I. and Chance.
T.I. is an established veteran in the game.
Yeah.
Been here for some years. We know he could rap. He was rapping for other people, ghostwriting and stuff like that.
But then if
he's solidifying the game.
Cardi
Chance
is the same. I would say Cardi is the same reason why you say that they should get nominated for. Yeah,
we know if Cardi is on this show, he can bring viewers. And to me, I definitely feel this was something that me and the wifey was talking about. Like, I feel like Cardi definitely deserves a show. She needs a TV show. The type of person she is, her personality, she needs a TV show.
She needs a bunch of lawyers too because she has a TV show.
Why you say that? I'm not saying it has to be a reality TV show or something where she's throwing shoes at people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. She's short tempered. She's Latin, she can help it.
To me, if you get her a show like that fits her personality and stuff, like it's centered around Cardi, who she gonna be throwing shoes at? Like, there's nobody for it. Like,
you never know.
I'm not saying give her Love and Hip Hop, another one of those. No.
Yeah, but I think what we're trying to say, like, it probably would end up that type of something. I love hip hop.
I doubt that. I personally, to me, Cardi is one of those people. She has lots of likability, and that's the main thing that people gravitate towards her. Okay. I've heard numerous people say, "Is like, yo,
do you think she's going to win Best Rap Album of the Year?"
Video, who else in the category? Economy is Drake and
no, Drake's not even there. It's Cardi B.
Best Rap Album.
Yeah, Cardi B, Mac Miller, Nipsey,
Mac Miller getting it.
Yeah, because he passed.
From time I saw Mac Miller was nominated. I wasn't expecting Mac Miller to be nominated. I heard nobody talking about Mac Miller's album being worthy of hip hop album of the year, even because it's not even there. But to go straight to album of the year in general, like, I feel like that's ridiculous, and that's more pandering, similar to what they're doing with nominating Cardi. Is like, well, he died, so we have to do this to like be seen in the good graces, or be respectful to his legacy type of thing, earn like brownie points or whatever from the community and shit,
or from the hip hop community.
Yeah, to me, that's how I see nominating Mac Miller. I can't say that fully because I didn't listen to the album to see if it's indeed deserving, but just based on reception, like just
Cardi's
talk
album?
in general. No, Mac Miller.
Oh,
like, I ain't heard nobody talking about Mac Miller album that it was like that deserving or that high quality.
And I'm a Mac Miller fan.
Maybe it is. I didn't listen to it. But
It's not a bad album, but it's not best rap album of the year.
Okay.
and that's an album of the year category, you say, or just
Best rap album of the year.
because you confused me. Because you first you say best, you just say album of the year in
Yeah,
general,
but
and then I asked,
no.
so it was Drake in that category? Because remember Drake was in
Oh,
one of
it's
the
best rap.
categories.
It's best rap album.
Okay, and is Drake not in that category?
Nope.
So he was in album of the year then, because I know Drake was Scorpion was nominated for one of them.
I'm confused. Look,
There's
best
album of the year
rap
and there's best rap album. And I ask you which
but
one of them
best
was Drake.
rap album of the year.
What the?
Obviously, if the it doesn't say best rap album of the year, but when it's up with best rap, then that's that category. And then you have just best album of the year.
I know.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is you started out saying album of the year. You didn't say best
Oh,
rap
sorry.
album. Sorry.
Because
That's what I was asking. Which one was Drake and
But
nominated?
Drake,
Drake
Drake's
is the
album
next
is
cheat
not.
code.
But Drake
It doesn't matter if it's good. Drake is known. It doesn't matter if it's good. That's why he would win.
Does it make sense that he's not in best rap album, but he's in best album?
In a way, yes, because he don't rap only. So I get why you might get. To me, it's undeserving of that because, like, yeah, there's many better albums than the Scorpion, but it makes more sense putting it in album of the year over best rap album to me. But there was a lot of
The
nominations.
thing
I
is,
didn't
if
agree with.
Pusha T doesn't win, then for me, it's like I don't even want
Who
to
else
talk
in the
about this.
category of the best rap album? It was
Cardi
Pusha-
B, Mac Miller, Nipsey, Pusha T, Travis Scott.
Cardi winning.
Yeah, Cardi's winning.
Cardi gonna win.
Or-
Nipsey should win. Like Nipsey should win.
To me, it's Nipsey or Pusha T.
Travis Scott is another one. Like the only reason I feel that Pusha T should not win is because it's not an album. I don't care what Kanye say. It's not an album. 7 songs is not an album. 7 songs is an EP. So to me, based on that alone, it should. I know the Grammy thing is like it got to be upwards of 20 minutes or whatever, and that's like the bare minimum for their requirements. But 7 songs is not an album. I'm sorry.
I like all 7 songs though.
That don't change the fact that it's not an album. Yeah, and if I have an album with what J. Cole on had 13, 12, somewhere around there.
It was 13, but they
And
had,
it felt
there's
like
the
8.
intro. You have the intro and the
I don't care.
outros.
But I felt like 8 songs after that. That means it's a much better album than because I don't like all 7 songs. Infrared to me is not a good song. Like that beat is super whack in my opinion. And what he's saying is like it's okay, but I don't like Infrared. So I like 6 out of the 7 on that. And there's many albums that came out this year where I like more than 6 songs. Nipsey being one and J. Cole being another. So to me it's like I can't give no. It's a great album. I'm not trying to knock it. It's a great EP. Then let me say it correctly, because 4 to 7 songs is what an EP is. Until Kanye decided he want to change the rules now because he feels Kanye is whatever Kanye feels he is. But
we have to also keep in mind like a bunch of these new rap albums. A lot of the songs be like 2 minutes now.
and they get disqualified in my opinion. The same. Y'all can't make a whole song. Stan was 4 verses of greatness. Where has hip hop gone? When the last time you heard a song with 4 verses, 4 16s?
Daytona.
No.
Okay, not 4, but
In one song,
longer than
maybe
3.
the entire album was 4 16s.
Longer than 3 minutes though.
Yeah, but that's because people attention span getting shorter and shorter.
And to me, like, all of them things is unfinished songs. Like, finish the song. If you can't do that, then, like, no.
Yeah, but that seemed like that's the time, no? That's where music going.
I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, but you will be the one left alone because nobody else take it to your thing.
Well, that's cool. I mean,
What?
I'm fine being alone.
Once you cool with that, then hey.
I'm going to listen to people like Royce and stuff who putting out solid projects. Cause that was another one that I felt got way too little talk about, like Royce the 5'9's album this year. That's a complete album.
I
Like,
don't even know who this is.
Royce the 5'9 is a dude who been down with Shady since like for quite some time. He like one of Eminem close friends, a dude who raps. He was part of Slaughterhouse with Joe Budden and stuff like that. Dude could rap. Dude could rap his ass off. And it's like that album. To me, it's. I get why a lot of people wouldn't necessarily gravitate to it because it's one of those things that's like it's very personal. It's not so much about like bangers and nothing like that you can just be playing and like bobbing your head to. It's like there's a real story and real like it's the most authentic feeling album I feel like since, or most vulnerable album in a way that come out this year, except maybe J. Cole album on like that one song Window Seat where you talking about his mother and the addiction and all of those things. Like what?
Me.
Oh, smart, you just all over the place today, man.
I mean, how could I keep the conversation going while I was busy trying to
But
touch
you
deal?
was making a point. So
I made a sound in between you going there and coming back.
But basically,
that was your contribution.
Me.
all I was saying was Royce's album is very personal. I get what most people won't like it, but like story wise and looking for content and getting to actually know the person is like a really good album for that, because it's a lot of this is my family stories about my brother, my father. There's a song called Cocaine where he's talking about the relationship that he had with cocaine and how it kind of was fueled by his father and different things like his father was selling and using.
King, I made a cut short, but I feel like we've been on this a little too long. What are your closing topics about this? Because I've been going on this for at least almost 20 minutes now.
Fuck the Grammys.
Okay. Oscars now.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel about this whole Kevin Hart thing?
Bullshit.
Because
Kevin did the right thing.
Because
Yeah, but still-
for y'all who don't know, to give you some context to the story, Kevin Hart was approached by the Oscar Foundation to host the 2019 Oscars.
Yeah.
To host the 2019 Oscars. So it seemed like everything was cool when they had announced it. Even I had seen it on like Twitter and I mean Instagram and the Shade Room and all that kind of stuff. I was like, cool, Kevin Hart is another something he can do, no problem. Bam, now, come to find out, it seems like somebody on the Oscar board went through Kevin Hart tweets and found an old racist, according to them, not racist, homophobic tweet. And they asked Kevin to apologize or he wouldn't be able to host the Oscars. So what ended up happening is that Kevin say he's not going to apologize for something that he said 9 years ago. He's not the same person, and
as well as the fact that he already apologized for it at the
he already spoke on it, he already think about it, and he's not going to do it again. So he's not hosting the Oscars. So now that's a bunch of people making thing about social media on it, because they have other white comedians who has done the same and they still end up hosting big shows and stuff like that. So why are they doing it to Kevin Hart?
Because he's black.
Y'all think so? Y'all think it's a race?
Yes.
That's a funny question, Kana.
I don't know these people like that, so I can't automatically say it's a race.
It's a race thing.
Okay.
They would not have done this if it was Jim Carrey.
If we have other instances of white people who have hosted the Oscars who said almost equally problematic stuff, it may not be specifically regarding homophobia, but it may be race or sexism or some other shit. There's been other comedians who have questionable stuff, questionable material and all kind of things that have hosted in the past.
Yep.
If it's never brought up with none of these white people, but it's brought up with this guy once, what's the odd thing out? What is the
I just don't.
And they specifically went and looked through this man's tweets. This man tweets probably 8 times minimum per day. So they went through all his tweets 9 years ago to get one thing to then bring it up. Why?
I don't understand. You see, why I ask that is because I just don't want to do this whole racism thing right away.
But we're talking about the States, so we have to.
Yeah, but like a lot of things, I find in general black people like to push this race card a little too fast, too quick, but fast, too quick. Unnecessarily.
Coming to movies
yeah. Too fast, too quick. Good one. But yeah, I find that card to be pulled too soon, so that's why I just don't want to go to that straight away. But even with that being said, I find it just a little strange that why you would ask somebody to, like, it seemed that they approached him. Why you gonna approach him and then look as far back as 9 years to find a reason to tell you, like, you can't do this unless you apologize?
Because he's black.
That's the crazy part that tells you that they don't really, it's not really about that. Because if you could do so much research to find these tweets, because there was a couple of tweets they had found, there was like one was regarding like, I don't want my son to be gay or something like that, paraphrasing, and a couple other things in regard, like in reference that could be seen as homophobic. If you could go and do enough research to find these tweets from 9 years ago, you can't do enough research to find the apology where he already apologized and said, I've grown from since these posts. I'm not this person. It don't reflect my mindset now. That's
the same exact thing he was saying.
Exactly why Kevin Hart is right. And I support his decision. Like, fuck the Oscars. Like, it's clear y'all didn't really want me here.
And that's my whole thing. Is like, if you're approaching somebody and then you go find a reason for them not to, what was the point? What's your reason of approaching them in the first place?
Maybe they wanted the controversy.
Okay, in this day and age, any publicity.
If Kanye West has taught me anything, is
or 6ix9ine.
controversy
I mean,
works.
Also,
Like
yeah.
Kanye West he's definitely great at it as well. But I mean,
His shoes still selling.
But I think
there's been a lot of rumor and debate and speculation. People saying like it slowed down because it's like no other previous Kanye shoe has been this available. It's been like immediately sold out and this and that. And it's like, but we can find this in everywhere. It's in every store. It's like, so it seems from certain people's perspective, at least that. Because I don't know. I don't care. I don't care about his shoe
People
enough.
are getting woke.
People tired of Kanye nonsense.
you odd now.
I mean,
You fucking odd now.
I know.
Okay. And man still clapping now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I just glad. I don't know. The Oscars been like having many issues.
Can I say something else too?
What you?
Fuck the Oscars.
Okay.
I
so
think-
just fuck all award shows.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Except for the gaming award show. That's dope.
Yo,
I think much like the. I think much like the Grammys.
I heard you say the Gay Man Award show now, not the Gay Man Award. I had so many questions for you.
I weird. I odd. I ain't that odd.
Hey,
And I mean, if you want to have that award show, do whatever you want to do. Okay.
I just didn't know that was a thing. I was just going to ask you like, what was the categories?
Most flamboyant.
Biggest drag.
Oh, I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah.
Most flexible wrist.
Oh God.
Best makeup. You know what? You sorry.
You see, now we being homophobic and we're not gonna get invited to the Oscars. You see, but honestly though, like the Oscars,
I'm sorry. If the Oscars listening to this podcast,
they got too much to be done.
Yeah,
They got too much free time.
they really need to like reevaluate their priorities.
I don't know.
The whole Oscars thing, it could be possible that they're doing it to just get more people to talk about it. I never really was one to like watch the Oscars, or none of my people to like value the Oscars. Like, yeah, but I going home to go watch
To
it.
me, the Oscars is the most like it's a ridiculous concept of an award show. Like to me, in the premise alone, it would be like the most boring award show ever to watch.
Yeah.
Like I've never watched that. Like, are there performances during the Oscars? I assume to keep people's attention because I know the Grammys at least does have like dope performances sometimes. Like
But the Grammys,
Oscars
but the
has
Grammys make
performances.
sense. Like
it's music exactly. Like what would be the performance for acting?
No, but it's legit just to
Maybe like a skit.
An intermission.
yeah, like why would you have like a huge artist go perform at the
Super Bowl?
American football, the Super Bowl? It's like has nothing to do with music, but it's just there to keep the people.
Yeah, but it's a halftime
different.
show.
That's different.
Yeah,
but
but it's also a halftime show. It's the show in between the Oscars. That's the performances.
yeah, okay. Like all I'm
You
saying
have
is
so
to
many
me like the
artists there, like
Grammys.
they have to have something to like.
It's actors though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. The majority
Actors,
of people,
true, but-
it's actors, directors, the writers. It's like the Grammys, but for movies. It's like, and you will have people who may be responsible for scoring and the stuff like that. So you have some musicians in the place.
They probably have short films.
I mean,
and
Black
stuff like that
Panther's going to
playing.
be there taking like a bunch of the awards, most likely, and that's basically.
I remember there was a lot of controversy around that because they was contemplating adding a new segment to the Oscars to include, because a lot of films like Black Panther don't often get nominated because like the Oscars you more
Black
looking
Panther
for
got nominated for almost anything, everything.
because they changed a lot of shit, or they was looking into, and there was a lot of discussion around because people was wondering if Black Panther was going to get nominated or not, because generally it's a big blockbuster film. The Fast and the Furious is the Supermans, the Transformers. None of these type of huge summer blockbusters ever get Oscars because Oscars is more drama driven. Like a Denzel Washington movie would get an Oscar, not a bunch of big robots beating up each other like a Transformers with a bunch of explosions. And sadly, most of the superhero movies kind of tend to fall into those categories.
But the thing is,
and there
like,
was a bunch of rumor, like, should we add a new blockbuster segment so that some of these types of movies that the public generally often enjoys and loves and shit could actually be nominated for an Oscar?
I feel you. I legit always saw Black Panther more as a black man's version of James Bond. It didn't feel like a superhero movie until like the end of the movie. In the beginning, it legit felt like his sister was the
Q
man with
or-
the Q with the guy with
gadgets.
all the gadgets and shit, and then he goes.
Okay.
Like it legit felt like that's why I love that
What
movie
about
so
Batman?
much.
I can't understand that.
How about Batman? kind of a black
It
Batman.
is, yeah, it is.
Alfred, and I mean,
But
certain interpretations of it is
difference
like,
the difference with that is like Wakanda is like this organization hidden from like the public, whereas Batman is just a guy.
Yeah, Black Panther is more community based.
Yeah, Batman is just a
it's
guy.
just Batman.
That's why I compare it more to James Bond in the sense of he has people helping him and all that stuff.
I understand. I can understand a comparison. But I mean, yeah, Batman, as much as he's my favorite superhero and stuff like that, is
he's a
completely
human
different.
with gadgets.
Yeah.
Superhero. Not all superheroes have powers.
No, that's the definite. You're a hero, baby. You're not super if you
How
don't
you
have
mean?
superpowers.
The man has
If you
super
don't have
intelligence.
superpowers, you're not a
The man has
superhero.
super intelligence and a super wallet.
if
the man wallet is a
Listen,
super
we've
wallet.
been through this
So we
already.
call him Bill Gates a superhero now?
The man, not all
We've
heroes
been
wear
here.
capes.
We've been
Okay?
here already. We already established that Batman's superpower is white privilege. We had this discussion already. Oliver Queen, white privilege.
Yeah.
Iron Fist, white privilege.
Yeah.
We've been through this already. Like we know this, but
But
what I was gonna say about the Oscars is just that to me, I feel very similarly about Kevin Hart as I do about Cardi being nominated for all these things. It's like Kevin Hart is one of those names that we know has a lot of clout around him, has a lot of hype around him, he has a lot of buzz. It's a name that would bring people.
Yes and no. I agree with your point, yes and no. Yes,
So that's where we would approach him, but somebody else on the team who maybe didn't make that decision was like, okay, let's look into this guy, and then I feel like
but
that's
then you would
kind
do
of
that before you.
You would like to think so. You would hope so.
I don't know.
But it depends
Why would
who
you
is
look?
responsible.
Why would you look for it like the week of?
Yeah, but if it's your job to find talent and you go and find talent because Kevin Hart is this big name or whatever, but it's not necessarily your responsibility, or maybe you didn't care about his tweets or whatever, and that's part of what they think, but somebody else that maybe is an actual homosexual in part
you
of the
think-
Oscars committee was
That's
like,
a good
well,
question.
I see you bring him in, but let's rethink
Do you
this a little
think
bit.
it was somebody that's homosexual?
We
that brought
know
it up?
there's lots of homosexual people in Hollywood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
but
think.
do you think? But
I
you
don't
really-
think. I don't think it's that.
But that's the thing. Do you think it was somebody that was gay that prompted this whole thing,
No.
or do you just think that they're looking for like an
Why do
image
you
type
think
something?
that?
Why do I think not?
Tune.
Because it's the internet. A lot of the times, the people that start the whole controversy are not the ones that are actually.
True.
It's just someone like this is look the difference
But
is
to me, that could
you know,
be
you-
like the
no, but
same
you
thing
understand
like
the
what I'm
difference is?
saying,
If he
just
said
it comes from
now,
outside and inside.
if he said it now, then yes, it would have probably been someone that's gay and offended. But no, this person legit went and looked through the man tweets for that's 9 years old. It's different. It's not something that you can just search up on the internet. You have to legit just keep digging years, thousands of tweets.
I would disagree with that only because to me it's like, I know other people may not operate this way, but if me as a black person, if I know that, okay, racism has been associated with you as making racist remarks, whatever celebrity it is you are, I know that, okay, cool. You're one of those people that's on that list that I know is not for me, so you is the enemy type of thing. Not necessarily me, maybe not an enemy or whatever, but the point is I know about you because it's been associated like you're racist. With Timbaland, Tommy Hilfiger, whatever it is, all these things that had these rumors about them is like one of those things that you know because you in that community that's directly affected by these types of action, you pay extra attention when people are engaging in these types of actions. And I feel like it could be that same thing. And I feel like it could be that same thing from a perspective of somebody who is homosexual, who is like, yo, I don't care if this was 9 years ago. I remember when you made those tweets because that's how I am when it's like, I don't care if you're a white person and you telling me this. No, if you was being racist then, in my book, you just scratched off. And like you say, that's why I feel like it could be some of what you say in the terms of
That's an interesting point.
somebody from the internet being like, that is a person like me that might be actually homosexual though in that context and is looking at it like, yo, they upset about the fact that the Grammys, the Oscars, bringing Kevin Hart in, and they bring it to their attention that, yo, he was a very homophobic person 9 years ago in this thing, and that could cause them to be like, well, let's reevaluate this Kevin Hart thing, and because we're getting backlash from the public now, so I feel like that's how you say the internet age, I feel like that
But
could be
you think
something.
You really think they get backlash from the public when they announce Kevin Hart as a host?
Nope.
Oftentimes when news headlines read that there was backlash, it was like 2 people who said some shit. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be widespread. But the fact is, like, this is a Hollywood event where we know that there's lots of homosexuals in Hollywood. It's not, I don't think that's a secret, but the likelihood that is like, how are you going to bring a homophobe or a known homophobe in certain people's minds or whatever to an event where you're going to have lots of homosexuals?
Well, then don't have any black comedian go to your show.
So you're saying all black comedians are homophobic?
No, I'm going to say every black comedian has said something fucked up about every
comedian.
Yes.
It's not even to say black. No, I don't even say you could label it as a black son. Every comedian people. Because they got, comedians make fun of everybody from retards.
Then you you could never let Eddie Murphy come to your show, host any of your shows. You could never let what's this man name again?
What Charlemagne was saying when he had give Donkey he was doing a rumor report or whatever and looking at the Kevin Hart situation. Charlemagne was saying the same thing, like the amount of comedians you look through in a different time, how much
you can't
people
have a comedian. You
how
can't
much
have a
people
comedian
said for the
hosting.
word fag and different things like that, different racial slurs. At a certain point, they've all used it as like, no, Kevin Hart or even Eddie Murphy wouldn't be saying these things on stage the same way. But watch Delirious from Eddie Murphy. It was hilarious. Yeah. It was made in a different time. Still but the amount of times he said fag and stuff like that, like that would not fly in today's day and age.
Everybody was saying fag back then.
Yeah, it was, but culture is shifted. Yeah. Culture was different then. Yeah. It was more tolerated. I can't say like it was okay, but people wasn't necessarily, the voices of homosexual people, I guess, wasn't being heard as much, so people never perceived it as being insensitive or intolerant or any of those things. But now we live in a different time. Everybody's voice is being heard.
Okay, so last sentiments on the Oscars. Good.
Fuck the Oscars. I already said that.
Okay, yeah,
I agree with Woods.
Okay, I'll just sound upset.
I'm more annoyed than upset.
I don't have no necessarily like strong opinion about it. I find what Kevin decided was, I agree with it, and
yeah.
To me, it's just my general sentiment towards award shows in general.
Yeah,
like the relevance of them is like, why do we care about these things? Why do we give as much attention like to these things and the awards when it's like it was never for us? Yeah. Most of them.
Yeah. Except for BT. Well, I mean us and Americans, so. Then again, it ain't just for Americans here, so.
But people, we're trying to do this episode a little differently by making it a little much shorter and stuff than normal.
We're trying a new thing.
Yeah.
So with that being said,
and also not just this episode, but coming episodes, so kind of to expect that we trying to shorten the link up a little bit, at least certain ones when it's just us talking. So we trying some different
more digestible content.
Yeah, and that's basically the goal.
Are you got things to plug?
Hottest on the Rock. If you want to go listen to it, it's on Spotify and Tidal and all of them stuff, and all my other Three Conscious Cats music, Real, FBR, and Lion's Mouth. That's about it. That's out for now. That's all I got.
Goods.
I'm good.
Okay.
No upcoming parties. What happened I saw some, but December 23rd. No, not the 23rd. The 13th. I think it was some Wasodet party you're promoting.
Is this episode gonna be out by then? Oh yeah, it will be. So
it is the 12th. Wait, no,
the 13th.
The 13th numbers backwards. My bad.
The 13th is backyard edition in Bitterzoot. If y'all want to come along and party for the, I think it's the last edition for the year, if I'm mistaken. Holler at me if y'all want guest list spots, stuff like that. And yeah, I don't have anything else to plug. That's about it.
Okay, well, this probably was the quickest round of plugs that we ever did since we started plugging stuff.
I mean, the thing is, I have stuff to plug, but let's plug it next week. It's still too early.
Okay, it's too early. But once again, you can find the link up on Anchor, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, and Stitcher. What the hell is Stitcher?
I don't know. I can't help you.
It's made by a man with stitches. With that said,
if you know in the comments, let us know what Stitcher.
But either way, you can find us on all the big podcasts again. So don't be afraid.
Well, yeah, and with all of that being said, I feel like that's it for this episode. So we'll see you peoples the next time we link up.
Bless.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.